What's up, guys? Popo here, and I am glad to be on the channel today. Thank you very much for coming in to watch. I go over a ton of different MPC workthroughs and tutorials, and if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments. What I want to cover in the video today is about mixing, and if you've been in your car after you've heard your song in your studio and you're playing them out on your speakers, it doesn't sound the same. It's like your mix was destroyed. I mean, the MPC does a great job of what you hear in the box is what you're going to hear whenever you're in your car. But when you get into mixing, and it's a new world for me, so correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not going to be going over the different frequencies to run your kick off of in between 60. I got a list here of different frequencies if you guys want to check it out, so you don't have to do the guesswork. I'm not going to have you set up your mixer like that, but there you go. And go ahead and just copy that right there. It shows you all the kicks, timpani, toms, snares, congas, cymbals, and you can label your drums and all that, but I play by ear, so I take most of music theory out. Whenever I'm playing, I'm just looking for a tone or a sample. So I don't need the hertz, but it's good input to know that you're in your range whenever. So take a look at that list whenever you get a shot. Maybe I'll get a better picture of it or whatever. But what is going to fix this whole problem is, and it doesn't matter how many speakers, because man, I've had 6 surround sound speakers. I used to have a Yamaha receiver in here with a sub and 4 other speakers connected to it so that I could hear the difference from the headphones of the MPC after I did it on the Yamaha HS8s, which are really, really good for like mid-range, which is what you want. You really want to focus on mid-range, but that's not what we're going to be talking about. If you can focus on mid-range, you're about 75% there. If you can just hear mid-range, you're good. But to get that mix, to not even have to do that car check, to where I don't want to play it on I don't even want to have to question my mix. I want it to sound the same every single place that it goes. I want to show you guys how to do that. And yeah, you can do it right in the MPCX in Standalone, but I also want to incorporate my mixer. So I want to show you guys that stuff too. So let's jump in here, dive in here, hop, or whatever it is that we do. And if you want to like smash the like button, maybe, I don't know, subscribe. But that aside, guys, for real, you pay money for your gear and you want to learn how to use it. I've done a lot of homework on this stuff, okay? And it's there's no feeling like not being able to go down and use your gear. So here we go. The kick drum, you want to be in between 50 and 600. For timpani, you want to be around 60 to 700. For your toms, you want to be around 70 to 500. Your snare drum is going to be 100 to 500. Your congas, or those types of skin types of drums, are going to be 150 to 1K. Your cymbals are going to be around 250, and so on and so on, okay? And the whole reason, guys, is because you want it to look like that. You don't want your mix. You don't want your mix to be all in one solid block of chunk, you know what I mean? And that, of course, that people that mix for a living are probably like, yeah, you definitely don't want them. You want to separate the frequency. Yeah, okay, I'm getting to that. So we got the frequencies and all that, how they're supposed to be. Me, I play by ear. Different genres of music have different types of drums and yeah, blah blah blah, and you can put it however you want. But to just be able to sit there and listen to the drum, and I know I've been eating up the time. Okay, so we're gonna get into it here. What you want to do is record everything in mono. Okay, your smartphone has mono speakers in it. Um, Bluetooth, they're mono, they're stereo, but they're mono signal. Um, Freaking, what else? The new i speakers or the iPod, any speaker is good. Okay, and all a stereo signal is gonna do. Check this out. All a stereo signal is gonna do is if I have this battery, okay, and it's got this much energy in it. All right, I'm pointing this battery right at you, right at you. This is a mono signal, the true mono signal, and it's coming right at you. Now, if I were to happen to have another battery laying around, this would be awesome. All I'm doing is taking this battery and basically taking the triple A and making it an A and a half. So now all we're getting is one white, one half a battery on each side, right? And instead of one solid stereo mono signal coming at you, it's splitting. And when it splits, it loses that whole signal that it had in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? That's a bad analogy. Guys, what I'm saying is that you don't want to write with a broken pencil split down the middle. You know, you got one whole pencil. It's better to write on a page with a whole pencil than it is one pencil split into two different pieces and try to write with both hands. All right. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna take these signals right here, right? I got a little really bad mix right here. Listen to this. There's no low end or anything like that. This is a horrible mix. And first instinct is, yeah, just crank up the bass and do all this stuff and all that and all this. But I want to show you guys how I have this set up. This is really, really important. And I've spent hours and hours and hours. You've seen how long I've had this mixer. And I try to use all my gear every day. And this has been a very struggle for me. And I have to master it. And I think I'm about 40% of the way. So with you guys' help, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I've figured it out so where you don't have to question yourself ever again on your mixes. One thing Akai did when they give you these sounds, I believe that whenever they sent you these sounds, they were sampled into the MPC all mono, not only to save space, but to give you a quality sound. And whenever you, and I'll show you why. Check this out. Alright, cool. So what I'm saying is, like, even with my voice, like right now you're hearing it in stereo, right? But even, like, listen to this beat. Alright? Now, even my voice, check this out. I'm going to unplug one of these wires here. Now, if you were to hear my voice like that, that's the signal that we want. Even though it's only coming out of one speaker, and yeah, we're not going to unplug every single piece of gear that you have, but believe it or not, on the back of your synthesizers, it does say stereo out or mono. Um, and on the back of the MPC X, you have the 8 outs. Those are mono outs. So check this out here real quick. I'm going to plug this back in. And what I want to do is I'm going to take this whole track here, because this is just one track. And I'm going to explode out my drums, because all I want to work with right now is my drums. So we got to explode our drums. It automatically mutes the pad where all your programs were. So now this is your kick, snare, and hi-hat and all that. We got 15 different drums. But now in a stereo atmosphere, that's 32, that's 30 tracks. And Okay, so what we're gonna do is hit this channel mixer, the button right there, just turn red, channel mixer, and it's gonna show the program acoustic right there. All right, and if I go to my masters, because I have this hooked up into my mixer, it's going out 1 and 2, but I want these all on individual tracks. So what I have to do is go to my pad mixer right here, and what I want to do is get that mono signal. Trust me on this. You want to get the mono signal. You can look up a million YouTube videos and blah blah blah. But you want to do this. I'm not saying I'm just, this is what I've learned. So you hit route, and then you just hit the jog wheel. And I'm gonna go through each one of these, and I don't want it to come out stereo at all. So I want it to come out this one out of 3, that out of 2. Like, and I'll go at 3. And it's going to be out, so you can do this. Alright, cool. So now that we have everything hooked up to our mixer, what I want to show you over here is this pan. We're still running in a mono signal, but we're in dead center. And we're dead center. What we want to do, check this out. We're going to take all of these and turn them all left. And that's how you get true mono. You're taking a mono signal and then panning it all the way to the left. Trust me on this, okay? So I've had the question a few times where can you plug the Soundcraft USB into the MPCX USB? And no, unfortunately you have to use a software, so that's what we're dealing with right now. So what else we got? Alright. So now that we have our tracks going in here, this is where all the fun starts, guys. So check this out. So of course we're gonna go ahead and start with the kick drum. And remember earlier I was saying like the kick drum's in between 60 and 500. So let's go into 60 and 500 on the low end only. I would recommend turning everything the same way here, turning it on the mixer. Pan everything left the same way. Trust me. This way you can get one nice crisp signal instead of, you ever been at a party or something where like 5 or 10 people are talking, you're trying to watch a movie, and you're looking right at the TV because you're trying to focus on what's going on right there, and it grabs your attention. That's what we're trying to do. So we're going to eliminate left and right, forwards, backwards, just getting the dry signal. And once you do this and you pan back over to the original, it's going to sound phenomenal. Whenever you turn it back, it's going to add that effect that you added to that one power speaker, and it's going to split it evenly. Instead of taking that one battery and splitting it into 2, it's going to take that one signal and duplicate it as 2 holes and spit it out at every speaker, instead of losing the power and being like, eh. So check this out. We're going to kick drum. This is the 60 here. Like I say, you can sit here and go through oh, well, this and that is the right way to do it or whatnot, but I think going truly by ear at this point, but as long as you have these channels separated, you should be good to go. Now, now keep in mind, all this is being controlled by the MPC software, so if I want to, these aren't doing much justice unless I include the master and everything here, I think. No, that was wrong. This is just using the MPC software, so I do have to go in and adjust my levels per channel. What's really cool is that you can just spend a tremendous amount of time, but as long as you're looking at your levels and you make sure that they're reading right, you don't want this just blasting. You want it to sound good. You really don't want all of your sounds to be in the same frequency either, you know what I mean? Because it's a term called muddy, and it's exactly what it is. If you look at mud, it's an even layer of blah. And me, personally, I like to lay tracks on top of tracks, so it's important to be able to separate your drums. Let's put this back in stereo. Stereo mode. Listen to that. This was the left. Go back to the MPC here. And pan that right to the middle. It gave me a super clean signal. It's not redlining, and you can hear the difference. Like I said, pan all the way to the left on the MPC and pan all the way to the left on your mixer. This way, you get a mono signal, and then you take your mono signal and then pan it left. Just make sure that it's mono, and then start adding your little EQs and everything like that. Once you get that drum, don't mute it out. Don't go like, listen to that little weak snare. Keep it going. This way you can separate it. Really give it some snap. Cool, I can live with that. Let's take these two signals, and on the MPC, I'm going to take the signal from all the way left and put them back, and you'll hear the difference. That's why I like to keep my other drums going. Don't matter how you do it, how you tune it, or how you want your drums to sound. The overall thing is you want to record in mono. This way it works across all your other devices. Now check this out. Make all these stereo, and watch what happens. So like I said, all we're doing is working backwards. I'm just taking these, and they were all panned left, remember? I had them all panned left, and then we were at the mixer, and we had everything panned hard left on the mixer, so we were getting a true mono signal on the outs. So now what I'm going to do is pan right in the middle. And you can hear the difference. It's true mono signal duplicated instead of split. And now it'll sound the same across all your devices, and you don't have to go into your car to double check your mix ever again. It's just like starting a song. This is how we started it. We went to the pad mixer, routed it to the different outs. We panned it all the way to the left. Went to the mixer. We panned it all the way to the left. Got a true mono. And now what we're going to do, we're going to go right back out. Instead of the outs, we're going to go out 1 and 2 and listen to what we got. Kind of marries everything together. This is almost like a mastering because you have everything split the way you want it. Now you're putting it all on the same channel to give it one final amplification. Just show ya. You can hear it going through all the other channels. Alright, so now all the sounds are centered and they're all going into the main out. My levels are good. Let's see here. We go to the channel mixer. Outs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. Cool, so now we have everything going back. All of our levels are set the way we want. We're all panned back into the middle. You can see we're getting stereo signal out of both of our sounds again. And I don't know, I think it's really, really fun. I've made a whole bunch of music on the MPC and a ton of other gear, and I know how to sequence everything, and I know how to, control everything that I'm using and make it into a song. But whenever it comes down to mixing it, the whole card test, everything, and the whole making sure that it sounds the same across any platform that you put it on. There's nothing worse than being able to go into your car and after you turned off your MPC or what you recorded on, and this works for any DAW, for even the MPC software. They even have it to where you can click a button somewhere on there on the mixer and it says stereo to mono. Even the samples on the MPC, you can hit the function and they bounce your samples from stereo to mono. I would highly recommend recording in mono. This way you can just get a true signal and then take that pure signal and bounce it into two pure signals instead of breaking that pencil in half and writing all like that, all praying mantis, whatever. But I had a lot of fun with the video today, guys, and I just did drums, and I spent about an hour just listening to a bunch of different drums, and I thought it was really, really cool. And they're dry, there's no effects or anything like that. And once I do that, and then you pan them right back over to the middle, you get the full effect where it's like, wow. And instead of having two people chatting in your ear, you got that one. Keep it simple. That's all I'm saying. Sometimes when you keep things a little more simple, it works out a whole lot easier for you in the long run. So just keep it simple, keep it fun, and never question yourself again. Know that your mix is 100% legit when you're mixing in mono. Just can't stress that enough, because I've gone through the heartache and the headache of what a lot of people go through, and this is new to a lot of people, and it was new to me, so I thought I would share. Right on, guys. I'm Poli Popo, and I appreciate you for watching, and we're going to get into more about different frequencies and stuff like that. I thought it was really cool uh, to know the different frequencies between, like, you know, where a synth is supposed to be, where a brass instrument's supposed to be on the spectrum, because you don't want it to be all in the same thing. But we're going to get into that later. But right now, just getting the dry signal in and getting it to sound good throughout any device is what we want to do in this video. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Real quick, before we even go any further, okay? Because I can't just leave without doing this. Whenever you go to sample ed and you got your kick drums, right? That's what I'm talking about. You got your kick, right? And so you hit process, function, and we're going to stereo to mono. It's going to say left, which is the top. Right would be the bottom. And the sum is going to be the two. Why would you want to do that? Check this out. If you look in here, these are not the same. These are not identical. Look at this. Let's show you a better one. Look at these. See? They're not the same, dog. They are not. So say you want this signal only, and okay, so you hit process. I want the right one, and you hit do it. So now when you go to here and you scroll, process, right, do it. I got my right. That was what the right sounded like, right there. Now I want my left. I'm going to process. I want my left. Do it. I go over here. That was my right, and that's my left. You know what I'm saying? Now check this out. So you got those two samples, and you want them both together. We want to do this in a mono form, you know? Right? Check this out. Check it. You sum. When you add something together and you equal something, it's a sum. It's the only math that I will use. Here it is. Do it. Now we got this, left, right, and together they make that. So that's the signal that we want on this pad. So when we go to our pad mixer, we want that sound. Let's go to open up a new program, program 2, assign samples. I'm going to go to this pad, hit OK. Okay. So now that's in there. Let's go to edit sample. That's the sample. It's in our new program. Now you hit a pad mixer. It's in stereo, right? You want to route that. channel mixer. We're going to take this signal right here and route it to 1. You know how much more quiet it got? And we're going to pan it all the way to the left. That's what we want. And then after we get it sounding good in our mixer, whenever you bring that back, it's going to sound so full. But I just wanted to let you know that's how you get that mono signal in your MPC. Alright guys, thank you again very much. Gonna really get back into this mixing thing. It's really, really fun. I've been able to sit down and enjoy tweaking knobs and turning and making it sound good. And I hope this video was valuable for you. So I'm gonna get back to it, and I'll holler at you guys later, and I'll see you next time.